I hear you mutter? Who, me? A patriot of Piemonte? I didn't know I was a patriot of Piemonte. Well, Webster's dictionary defines patriot as one who loves his or her country and supports its interest and authority. Tonight, my heart is truly jubilant as we unite in celebrating our Piemonte and our Italia. If we reflect on how we became Italians, it is clear that the seeds of our unity were first planted in Piemonte, the cradle of Italian liberty. It is the birthplace of our unification. It is where Vittorio Emanuele served as our first president, and the Conte di Cavour was his first prime minister. In fact, Torino, Piemonte's capital, was their home and became Italy's first capital. Hence, our Italianità began in Piemonte. Obviously, you are proud of your roots, and that's why you are here. My hope is that the people who taught me to be fiercely loyal of my roots are here in spirit. My grandparents and my parents. My mother would often say, "You can't be strong if you are not connected to your roots." The last song she sang on this earth was the popular Piemontesina. And speaking of ethnic pride, I'm honored to have served with Marianna Ria. Where are you, Marianna? And Felicia Scapatici. You are powerhouses of patriotism. Thank you. And thank you to the committee for this meaningful serata. Together, let us explore the title of my talk, Our Piemonte, Land of Unity. The stress being on the word our, so that we may reconnect to the place that gave us our nationality. In doing so, we'll discover that we Italiani have many common yet distinct traits. But first, let us be identified. If you are an immigrant from Italy, please raise your hand. Oh, wonderful, grazie. If you are an Italian citizen, please raise your hand. Wonderful, grazie. If you have traveled back to your roots, please raise your hand. Fantastico. What pride. Okay. If you have traveled to the Piemonte, please raise your hand. Oh, wait. I had written down that it was a small number in my speech, honestly. Wait, let me see that again. How come they're all over here? Unbelievable. That is, oh, bravo, fantastic young man. That is terrific. Now, many of you might not know what we Piemontesi look like except for me. Okay? But I would like to bring up close and personal Piemontesi. If you are Piemontese or lived in the Piemonte, please stand so we can take a look. Grazie, fantastico. Now, are you wondering, what do those people sound like when they talk? Well, we have a great surprise for you. Our true Piemontese, Giorgio Donini, and our friend, Davide Bonadeo, are going to show you what we sound like Would you kindly come up, please? Un alpino, a true defender of the Alps. And I would like Luciano della Rovere to stand up. That is a true bersagliere right here. He just left his hat in Italy.
Ciao Davide, come va la vita?
Vado bene, e ti come sta che?
Anche me vado bene, perché non andare a bere un caffè?
Giorgio, perché invece andiamo a più un bicchierino?
Ok, andiamo a bere un bicchierino. Davide, senta un po', ma tu la conosci quella bella madamina?
Quella là? Sì, la conosco bene. Ela è quella che le scrive il libro ai gran salvataggi della storia al mare, l'Andrea Doria.
Ma dimmi un po', alle sola o vuole impegnare?
A te interessa niente. Andiamo a casa, prima sia troppo tardi.
Va bene, andiamo a casa, ma prima beviamo un bicchierino.
Beh.
Alla tua salute.
Well, that's what we sound like. I don't know if you understood what they said, but I think they're trying to pick me up tonight. Sorry I'm not available, my very handsome gentleman is. But thank you anyway. Okay. What do we eat and drink? The committee discussed having many specialties on the table, like vermouth, a big jar of Nutella, white truffles, Gianduioto chocolates, Barolo and Barbaresco wines, but there just wasn't enough room. But how did you enjoy the antipasti so far? Wasn't it great? My favorite, paglia calda. Since one of our greatest commonalities as Italians is food and wine, let me explain why we Piemontesi are called gastronomically obsessed. For one, it seems that we have more antipasti than China has teas. Also, Piemonte is known as one of the world's best wine producers. It leads all other regions in the production of wines awarded DOCG status, including red Barolos and Barbarescos and the sweet, light-hearted Astis. You probably had some Barbera tonight from the Picata vineyards. I have fond recollections of walking through our humble vineyards in Italy with my nonno, and he would make a whistle for me made out of 2 vines, and I would blow through them. And then we would return to our humble courtyard, and we would walk into this big vat with our bare feet and pulp the grapes, just like in the I Love Lucy episode. In my research, I was amazed to learn that the Piedmont's hazelnut is a special sweet variety that has been awarded the European Union Protected Geographic Indication status. Now that's obsessed. A sort of food patent that separates it from inferior imposters. That's why Nutella tastes so good. Did you know that the slow food movement began in Torino? You can ask one of its members, raise your hand please, Giulia Pitao, all about it. She will explain the cure for fast food, the fast food world, and that there's a university, the only one of its kind in the world, to educate people on slow food. And you're mumbling, if your Pierette doesn't stop talking soon, we'll all be part of the slow food movement. Speaking of universities, Torino has bragging rights to world-class institutions. The Polytechnic Institute of Torino is one of the top 50 universities in the world. I'm proud to say that my young cousin Alberto will be one of its graduates in June with the doctorate in computer engineering. I'll tell him you clapped. Thank you. What else do we Italians have in common? Who among us has not owned a calculator, a typewriter, or a computer? Olivetti, headquartered in Ivrea, was the first company to manufacture the typewriter in 1908. In fact, Olivetti also produced Italy's first electronic computer and the transistor. And in 1959, it purchased the American Underwood Typewriter Company. Speaking of technology, I'm sure we are all pleased to be displaying a Fiat Cinquecento in front of our building tonight.
Yeah.
That is awesome. In 1916, the first Fiat factory was built in our sister city, which remains the automotive headquarters. Did you know Torino was the sister city to Detroit? Listen to this. The exemplary design of the Lingotto factory had 5 floors, with raw materials going in at the ground floor, and cars built on a line that went up to the rooftop, where at the top there was a rooftop test track. It was the largest car factory in the world at the time. And are we not collectively proud that our fellow Canadian Italian, Sergio Marchionne, turned around the Fiat Group to become one of the fastest growing companies in the auto industry? And thanks to the strategic alliance with Fiat, the ailing automaker Chrysler returned to profitability. Let's get to the nitty-gritty now. Or should I just say, gritty. We Italians are proud of our sports and our athletes. Torino boasts 2 soccer teams. It also hosted the 2006 Winter Olympics. Were we not all affixed on the bleachers of patriotism as we watched the most spectacular opening ceremony and finale in Olympic history? Of course, we're not all sports aficionados, but what paisano does not enjoy music? I was delighted to learn that Italian music originated in Piemonte. You're saying, come on, she's exaggerating. According to one source, the Piedmont has played an important role in the development of music in general in Italy due to the presence of medieval monasteries in that area, institutions that were great preservers of manuscripts in the Middle Ages. Bravo Piemonte for uniting us in harmony. Finally, one of our bonding traits, regardless of our region of origin, is that we migrate to our native land. We dream of returning to Abruzzo, Veneto, Toscana, Sicilia, Lazio. But have you dreamt of going to Piemonte? 56 national parks await you. Medieval towns located on rolling hills and graced with castles, will charm you. Richard and I will be returning in May to the foot of the Alps. This proud alpine hillbilly can't wait to spend time breaking bread, the best bread on this earth, with my friends, my childhood friends in Pranzalito. We will also visit my family in Torino and toast to another transatlantic union. We will recall how my grandparents and I fought to survive on the Atlantic Ocean 57 years ago to arrive in America, losing everything along the way except for our Piemontese patriotism. If only you could come along with us. I know you're a big crowd, but we would have much to toast in a historic cafe bar under the arcades of Torino. But for now, let it suffice to raise our glasses and toast to the region that unified us under one flag. Here's to our Italia and our Piemonte. Grazie. One more thing. I want you to party hardy, so let me say one more thing. Let us now celebrate with the spirit of Giuseppe Garibaldi, one of the fathers of Italian unification, who boldly stated, "Qui si fa l'Italia o si muore." Here we make Italy or we die. Viva l'Italia! Grazie. Very, very well done.